The movie begins as Leah Goldberg meets with her boyfriend Graham Westwood and his sister Maddie. This is Leah's first time meeting Maddie, but the women hit it off seamlessly. Leah is Jewish and expresses interest in Christmas, and so Graham invites her to spend her first Christmas with his family. Later that day, Leah and Graham visit her parents' home for Hanukkah. Her parents warmly welcome the couple. The ceremony is particularly boisterous because Leah's cousin Sarah has just gotten engaged to her partner Zach. As the two women are excited at the prospects of the future, Leah lets slip that she will meet Graham's parents for the first time, and that she will get to experience Christmas just as she has seen in movies. That evening, Graham and Leah have conversations about officially meeting his parents. From his body language, one can tell that Graham is worried that meeting his parents might prove troublesome, and that Leah's fantasies will be dashed against rocks. Leah doesn't pick up on this. Instead, she is over the moon as she gets busy with obtaining overly colorful sweaters with red-nosed reindeers. Graham is touched by his girlfriend's enthusiasm, and so he introduces her to the concept of writing letters to Santa. Leah is unsure of what to write to Santa, and so he encourages her to sleep on it. They celebrate the last night of Hanukkah by lighting the shamash. The next day, during the drive to the Westwood family home, Graham and Maddie put Leah through the do's and don'ts of dining with their parents. On reaching there, Leah is in awe of the glamorous and earthy decorations. Graham's mom, Barbara, half-heartedly welcomes Leah, but his dad, Mitchell, is more amicable and expresses his fascination with Leah's job as an app designer. After they put their bags away, Barbara calls a family meeting and hands everyone their Christmas program of events. She then hands each person their Christmas pajamas wrapped in gift boxes. Leah unwittingly makes the moment awkward by ripping the wrapping paper. Barbara prefers that family members gently unwrap their presents and so is not pleased with Leah. Leah cannot get a break because Barbara is not pleased with anything she does. Barbara even looks down on the ornamental gift Leah brings. Meanwhile, with every chance he gets, Mitchell is addressing Leah on every app design and functionality idea under the sun. And unfortunately, all his ideas seem strange, to say the least. He talks about an app that could help users map out how to design Christmas trees. Barbara overhears this and decides to show her tree decorating skills. She calls Leah to help, but does not value Leah's input at all. Leah is saddened by this and excuses herself to use the restroom. It is from this moment that Leah's fantasies about Christmas have begun to crash. She calls her cousin, Sarah, for support. She whines about being hungry, as dinner is not until 6 p.m., and all they've been doing is decorating Christmas trees. This experience is markedly different from the Hanukkah celebrations in her home, where food is overflowing and her mom requires that each person take home leftovers. She comes out of the restroom to see Barbara just by the door. This is painfully awkward, as she suspects that Barbara heard everything. Barbara does not confirm or deny Leah's suspicions. She just tells Leah to change her clothes into something fancy for dinner. On getting to the dinner table, everyone is dressed in corporate wear except Leah, who misunderstood fancy to mean an elaborate Christmas sweater complete with light bulbs. Leah feels so out of place. And to make matters worse, Graham whispers to the already starving Leah that she has to pretend to like Barbara's cooking, even if Barbara is a terrible cook. Leah handles this with grace and even decides to tell jokes. The jokes make the family members loosen up and have a better time than they would have had otherwise, but Barbara seems miffed and cherry-picks at the jokes. Later that evening, the family goes to bed by 7:30 p.m., so they could have at least 8 hours of sleep as per Barbara's schedule. Leah uses this opportunity to sneak out in order to get snacks. Most of the shops are closed, but she does find one store that is run by a woman named Trisha. She sits down with Trisha and has a range of delicious snacks. As she eats, she shares her concerns with this stranger about how she is worried that Barbara hates her and that Graham might decide to break up with her because he may want someone his mother approves of. After a therapeutic session with Trisha, Leah sneaks back into the house but catches a glimpse of Barbara removing her ornamental gift from the Christmas tree. As she is sneaking towards the guest room where she is staying, she runs into Graham, who is also sneaking out of his room to get food. They go downstairs and indulge in his emergency mac and cheese stash. Since he knows his girlfriend, as they've been dating for almost a year, he asks Leah what's wrong. She tells him that Barbara took her ornament off the tree, and that she fears that Barbara hates her. Graham tries to relieve her fears and tells her that all moms are strange and that Christmas has a funny way of bringing out people's quirks. He says his parents are strange, especially his mom, as she thrives on routine. He then admits that Leah's presence has shaken things up and that his mom may need time to adjust. He immediately clarifies that he doesn't think it's a bad thing, and that his mom will come around to appreciating her presence and loving her. The next day, Leah wakes up late and so misses breakfast. She was up for most of the night watching YouTube videos on how to make gingerbread houses because it is on Barbara's program. Although missing breakfast is not ideal, her sacrifice pays off as it turns out that the gingerbread activity on the itinerary is actually a contest. Leah's study time, in addition to her background in food engineering, makes her the top scorer in the family event. As she takes first place, it is her gingerbread house that will be displayed in public. This is the Westwood tradition. Barbara, who is accustomed to winning the gingerbread contest, is saddened by Leah's emergence as winner, but tries her best to hide it. Leah notices this and graciously tries to remove attention from herself, but it doesn't seem to help. The next day, the Westwoods and Leah spend time with the Hempsteads, who are family friends. The encounter quickly gets awkward because Graham used to date Julia Hempstead, and the girl still wants him back. Graham is heads over heels in love with Leah and makes it clear by his actions and words. But Julia and her mother seem to overlook this. And although Julia is rude to Leah and calls her names, Barbara shows a strong liking for Julia. Leah is hurt by this because the implicit meaning is clear. Barbara and Mrs. Hempstead gush over how successful Julia's retail business is. They say what is left now is for Julia to snatch a husband. Leah chokes after hearing this because, again, the meaning is clear. And to Leah, it seems Julia has the upper hand because her relationship with the Westwoods goes years back, and they have lots of fond memories together. Soon after, the families gather around to build snowmen in groups of 2. Leah thinks it's going to be a competition and deliberately sabotages her own snowman. Then she announces that Barbara is the clear winner, but it turns out that, as Barbara says, this is not a competition but rather an exhibition of the union of their families. Poor Leah can't catch a break, but her boyfriend steps in to save the situation by starting a snowball fight. Barbara protests, but every other person gets into it, until Leah mistakenly hits Barbara with a snowball meant for Graham. Barbara picks a great offense and goes back to the house. The other persons follow her lead. Leah is devastated at this. She feels so out of place and cries to Graham. She says that she feels like an outsider in his family and that everything she does is the wrong thing. Graham replies that he feels like an outsider anywhere he goes unless he is with her. This warms Leah's heart. And to crown the moment, Graham jokes that he loves her so much that he even started a snowball fight in her honor. Leah thanks him for standing by her. Later that night, back at the Westwoods residence, Maddie breaks the news that she will not be going to business school like her parents have always wanted. She breaks this news as they are having dinner, and it seems this festive mood is immediately sucked out of the room. Barbara detests that Maddie would rather start an artisanal pickle company with friends than go to business school. Leah and Graham voice their support for Maddie, and Mitchell seems on the fence. Barbara then states that if Maddie won't stick to the plan, then at least Graham will. Leah's interest is piqued, and when she inquires, she finds out that Mitchell wants Graham to leave his software designing job and come work in his bank. Graham gives a half-hearted reply to this. After dinner, Leah confronts Graham about the fact that he never told her that he will be moving back closer to home to lead a perfect life. When Graham replies that they are not perfect but they're his family, Leah says his family is perfect because his mother has designed it so. She goes further to express concerns that she does not fit in. Graham tries to calm her down by saying requesting him to come work in the family's bank is just his parents' shtick. Leah is not pacified. If anything, she gets even more worried that her relationship with Graham will gradually fall apart. Later that evening, Graham and Leah have another discussion. It is revealed that Graham also feels like he can't measure up to his parents' expectations of him. It is clear that on that point, he understands how Leah feels. Leah immediately enters into protective mode and encourages him to be himself, and in that, show his parents his worth. Graham pays attention to what she tells him. Things are looking up for the couple. But on Christmas Eve, they quickly take a downturn. Leah is almost expectant that Graham will ask her to marry him. The Westwoods have a tradition of each family member opening one box on Christmas Eve and then opening the rest on Christmas Day. Contrary to Leah's expectations, Graham got her a random food basket. The gift doesn't show much thought, and so Leah's emotions get pricked. Leah had earlier gifted Graham with a picture book chronicling every date they've ever been on in chronological order. Leah feels that she might be more into Graham than he is into her. She excuses herself and goes to the restroom. There she calls Sarah and pours her heart out. Sarah offers to come pick her up, but Leah says she can make it all the way and that she will be fine. As they end the call, her cousin encourages her that if she and Graham are not going to work in the long haul, it is better that Leah should find out early. Graham observes that his girlfriend is saddened by the Christmas Eve activity, but he doesn't know how to fix things. That evening, they go to the community center to celebrate Christmas with the rest of their townsfolk. During the party, several significant things happen. Graham finally has the career talk with his father. Mitchell says he has always known that Graham has a heart for software design and that he is satisfied with the knowledge that his son loves him. Leah runs into Barbara in the coat check. Barbara is in tears, and a concerned Leah checks on her. Leah is initially of the opinion that Barbara hates her because she is a wild card in her perfectly organized system. But Barbara confesses to Leah that she likes her and even admires her, but she's only scared of losing her son because Graham is absolutely smitten with Leah. Leah pacifies Barbara and tells her that Graham will always be her son. Barbara then declares that Leah makes Graham absolutely happy, and that is the best Christmas gift she could ever get. The two women meet minds and hug things out. After the party, Graham arranges for Leah's parents to witness him ask for her hand in marriage. He explains to Leah that the food basket was a last-minute effort because he spent most of the time sorting out his real gift, which is the engagement ring. He then tells her that he wants to be together with her in rain and shine, on Christmas and on Hanukkah. When he asks Leah to marry him, she gives an emphatic yes, and both families rejoice. In the last scene, the families spend some Christmas time at a Chinese restaurant. They are happy and engage in various delicacies and have a good time. Graham then pulls Leah aside and asks about her evaluation of Christmas. Leah responds that Christmas will always be perfect as long as they're together, and they kiss. The end.